Welcome back, puny humans. This is your master HDpolarbear bringing you another Starcraft2 replay. This, of course, is the map Scrap Station, and we are seeing the Terran player Demuslim and the Zerg player Luffy. So this will be CVT matchup on this Terran favored map. This is actually a balanced map, but I still think it's a bit Terran favored because of this island here to the north, and also just because I say so, and you should believe what I say. The Muslim is ranked number 28, and he is from the United Kingdom, and we have Luffy. There's actually an Icelander player that was at the Icelandic tournament that calls himself Luffy, but I do not believe this is him, because this player here is from China, and he is ranked number 194, and his main is of course Zerg. They are both playing their main, and Zerg abusing this known fact that there are only 2 spawn points at this map, so he can just bring his overlord and scout what's going on with the Muslim. So let's bring up the production tab, because we need to know what will go on in this game. So hopefully my dog doesn't start barking at me for talking to the screen. He might think I'm a bit odd for doing that. Engineering bay for the Muslim, going at this smart location here at the natural from the Zerg, just preventing the 14 hats into 14 pool, which is the best bet that the Zerg player will go for, but the Zerg player is not going for that at this point. He was going for 14 pool into probably 16 hats, but I do believe that 14 hats and 14 pool is a good build to go after the patch, because you don't need to worry about rebirths or any sort of fast harassment. So mules just being called down for the Muslim, and he's going for blocking his entrance to the main, so always a decent play there. Luffy was forced to bring some circlings, 4 circlings out of his main to deal with this engineering bay, and of course now the Muslim knows that the expansion, the natural for the Zerg player is going to be up and running, or at least he is going to assume that. He sees the pool though. What does the Zerg player see? He sees the racks, but not much else scouting. No drone scouting, but these circlings will take the part of being the scouting Zergs, and will then report to the queen what they saw if they do not get killed in the line of duty. I do believe that favored play now for Terrans against Zerg is going for this factory and straight into some Helion's play. Let's see what he does. There's one bunker behind the front line here. Decent play, but Roaches will still be able to do some damage to these supplies if the Zerg options to go for that. Lair being researched, so will we see mutas in play? Spire going down. Of course, if you know how to magic box the mutas can be so effective against Terran's mech. They can pick off any Helions, they can pick off the siege tanks, and they can even pick off Thors, despite the fact that Thors should be the counter to mutas, but actually you need some marines with the Thors if you're going to be if your Zerg opponent knows how to magic box. Luffy just going to secure his entrance to his natural with a spine crawler, and he's just continuing to spread creep, so good creep spreading at the moment. Let's look at the attack for for the Muslim. Does he have a starport? He does have a starport. We're seeing one Medivac. He's probably going for a marine drop with stim. One Marauder on the way. Metabolic boost being researched for the Zerg player, so he's going for that speed upgrade for the Zerglings. It's always good to have that, so they will be that much more effective. But good creep spreading from Luffy, and he will probably continue to creep all the way here and secure this second expansion. So let's look at the drone count from these two players. We have 35 drones and 30 SCVs, so the Zerg player is a bit ahead. Let's look at the income tab. Pretty much even because of the mule. The mules, I'm not sure how much. I think they can. They're equal like to 4 or 5 SCVs while they're active. I'm not really sure. Need to find that out. Drop going down here at the Zerg's main, but this Spinecrawler at a good location to counter that. Probably not much damage going to be done. He's going to kite these Zerglings and these Marauders and Marines are going to pick off every Zergling there and probably do a lot of damage now. I did actually not believe that this would happen, but good play here for the Muslim. Is going to do a lot of damage to this Queen, and then Queen going down a huge pickup of there. This the sister Queen not happy about that, trying to do some damage. 2 Mutas going out and about, trying to do some going to help a bit with this, but 3 stimmed up, drugged up Marines can actually pick off at least 1 or 2 Mutas, but drones being forced to get into the action. They really don't want to get in the action there. They only want to be mindlessly mining and doing and sacrificing themselves to mutate into some buildings. But we see the Spire going down there. Of course the Terran player knows about this now, but the Mutas are going to try to do some damage. And let's look at the production tab yet again. How many kills will these Mutas do? They will do a lot with the bouncing attacks. There's 1 SCV, at least 2 SCVs, 3 SCVs. Thought the Mutas would do more than that, because there's only a handful of Marines here, and I do believe that these Mutas might be able to deal with it. Not sure with these 3 Medivacs here healing them, so maybe good not to risk that. But no natural going on for the Muslim, so he really needs to take the natural if he's going to have a chance at winning Luffy. And he's going for this Bioball. Marines, of course, very effective against the Mutas, but the Mutas are efficiently just holding the Terran player inside his base, and this turret is going to deny any aggression on the mineral line from the Zerg player. What's the Zerg player going to do is just keep doing Mutas. Bailey Nest going to be dropped down, and we have combat shield for the Marines, but that's not going to help against Banelings. The Banelings will just demolish every Marine on the field. The SCV is coming in to repair the orbital. I'm pretty sure about that. No, they just wanted to start mining ASAP, and double refineries going down. So good play there from our Terran player, but the Zerg player has all his Mutas here. He can harass. The Mutas are of course very, very dangerous in taking that map control and keeping the enemy on their toes, trying to deal with this harass here. Because if the Mutas can get into the mineral line, do a lot of damage, you will be a bit behind, or even a lot behind, and that is not something you want to happen. Let's look at the APM. A lot of APM for these players. We see the Muslim going bit ahead of Luffy with the 188 average against the 173 average, and they really need this if they're going to do a multi-pronged attack. So we have here Bane Mute army for Luffy. The army size is actually favoring the Zerg player with 95 against 86 at the moment, but they're both thinking the same thing. Let's destroy the rocks and take a shortcut into the enemy's base, and they will meet here at the rocks. And I do believe that the Muslim has the Luffy wants the Banelings, and the Banelings just arrived. They do not have the speed upgrade, so good kiting there from our Zerg player. From our Terran player, the Muslim, but the Mutas do a lot of damage, and actually 2 or 3 Banelings did manage to take out some Marines, and alongside this, so the Marauders are trying to get into the Zerg's natural, trying to do some damage, but failing heavily on that. And I do not believe these Marauders will be recruited back, and of course that's not possible. They are dead, and I do believe, and I hope the Muslim's commander warned them about not doing a poor job and dying. So all is fair in war, and I don't recall what the second thing was, but it's something. At least there's 4 turrets here at the naturals from the Muslim, but the turrets cannot deal with circling speedlings, and the speedlings are going to try to take out 1 turret at least. The Muslim trying to deal with this with his marine heavy army at the moment, but he needs Thors. He needs, I do believe he needs Thors, but that's really taking a gamble, trying to hoping that the Zerg player does not know how to magic box, and we can assume that he does know how to magic box, so Marines are the way to go. But how many production facilities does he have? He only has 5 barrack, and he needs more. I'm pretty sure he needs more, and if he's going to be only producing from these Raxes here, he needs some Helions to do some damage on the Zerg space, but probably not being able to go out because of these Mutas just dominating the map. So I'm not sure how the Muslim is going to recover from this fight here, and the Muslim is actually favored. He is ranked number 28, but Luffy only 194. So we have a bit of a gap between these players, but as far as I can see, Luffy is just dominating at the moment. He's just keeping the Muslim inside his base, and now he has all these Mutas inside his base. He can pick this supply out. He can probably pick both these factories out. He can probably pick this army out, and circling speedlings going out to try to get us around on these this bioball here. And I'm not sure what the SCVs were doing here. They're just trying to hang out and repairing this medvac here. The Muslim does GG. Not sure what he could have done differently, to be honest. He did play very nicely. He tried to drop and he tried to harass on the natural, but nothing seemed to work out for him. Be some Vikings and a couple of Thors might have helped, because of course against this large of a mute army, the Marines need to be in huge numbers to be able to deal with that. 1 Thor being actually made from the Muslim, but way too late. And GG. Let's move on to game number 2 between these 2 players.